This morning was not a very successful dive, but at least I got to see the castle from another angle. Today's program was to visit Glenfiddich Distillery and a couple of castles. The Glenfiddich Distillery, located in Dufftown, is one of Scotland's most iconic whisky producers. Founded in 1886 by William Grant and still owned by his descendants, it remains one of the last great independent family-run distilleries. The name Glenfiddich means Valley of the Deer in Gaelic, reflected in the logo. Making Glenfiddich single malt is a 6-step process, with each step relying on key ingredients and tools. First, the malting, so this is the process of preparing the barley, a type of cereal grain. First, the barley is soaked in water to make it germinate. This natural process converts the starch inside the grain into sugars that are vital for fermentation. Then, the barley is dried in a kiln. The dried, now malted barley is ground into a coarse flour called grist. The grist is mixed with hot water in a large vessel called a mash tun. This hot water dissolves the sugar from the grist, creating a sugary liquid known as wort. Then the fermentation. In this process, the wort is pumped into large wooden vats called washbacks. Yeast is then added, which feeds on the sugar in the wort and produces alcohol and carbon dioxide. Then the distillation. The wash is heated in large copper pots called stills. Glenfiddich used two different stills for two separate distillations. The alcohol evaporates and the vapor travels up the still's neck and is cooled, turning back into a liquid. The liquid from the first distillation is called low wine. It's then distilled a second time. Then the maturation. So the clear, potent new make spirit is placed in wooden barrels or casks to age. By law, Scotch whisky must mature in Scotland for a minimum of 3 years. Glenfiddich often use a variety of casks, including ex-bourbon cask from America and ex-sherry casks from Spain. During this time, the spirit absorbs flavor and color from the wood, developing its characteristic complexity and aroma. Then the bottling. After aging, the whiskies from various casks are selected and blended together by the malt masters to achieve a consistent taste. This final blend is then bottled at the Glenfiddich distillery itself. So as a child, I was of course completely fascinated by dinosaurs and Celtic legends, and it has been my dream to see the Loch Ness to spot the mystical monster. And just like getting my own motorcycle, I managed to make this dream come true this year. Among the green slopes and black waters of the highlands lie the ruins of Urquhart Castle.
Didn't they do a trebuchet in one of the episodes of Top Gear?
Yeah, and well, Grand Tour.
For nearly 1,000 years, this fortress stood watch over the Great Glen, a strategic passage through the heart of Scotland. Built and rebuilt through war and siege, Urquhart was once one of the largest strongholds in the country. It passed through the hands of clans and kings, including the powerful clan Grant, who held it during the final chapter of its history. Urquhart is more than just stone and timeline, it's a place where history meets myth. For centuries, actually from the 6th century, locals have spoken of a creature that haunts the Loch Ness. A shadow in the water, a ripple with no cause, an echo rising briefly before vanishing again into the mist. And many of the most famous sightings of Nessie have been made from the ramparts of Urquhart. But there's other legends about the castle. Long ago, it's said a hidden tunnel was discovered beneath the castle. A brave young piper was sent to explore it, playing his bagpipes so those above could track his path underground. The music echoed for a time and then stopped. The piper never returned. And to this day, when the wind is right and the loch lies quiet, some say you can still hear his tune drifting faintly from below. Another name tied to these ruins is Sir Duncan, a supposed highly warrior and chieftain remembered in local lore as one of Urquhart's most loyal defenders. Though his exact origins are murky, the story tells of a siege in which Sir Duncan refused to surrender, choosing instead to go down with the castle rather than let it fall into enemy hands. Some believe his spirit lingers in the ruins, forever guarding the land he loved. And now, back on the road in order to find a nice place to camp.
Hello. So I was not going fast enough.
Oh,
Sorry? Yeah, I saw that. I saw you rushing at some point.
I think you have 15 minutes.